Well, this is our first morning in the Tian Shan mountains between Kyrgyzstan and China. And we're still in the forest because we're only low. This is like 2,000 meters. But it's so nice to be in the forest after a month of bone dry mountains in Tajikistan and then pretty dry in Kyrgyzstan, those other ones. It's so nice. The forest to me is like being protected, you know. We've got this nice umbrella of leaves above us, we've got wood. It's pretty cold though, it's wet cold here, but the fire is so nice to warm with. And yeah, I'm super happy.
Bu bahçede kimler var oynan yer Bu bahçede kimler var oynan yer Erle birlen kızlar var oynan yer Erle birlen kızlar var oynan yer Oynaşkanga kız yaşı oynan yer Oynaşkanga kız yaşı oynan yer Üskü karasız yaşı oynan yer Üskü karasız yaşı oynan yer
This is all our food. 2 people for 2 weeks. It's probably 10 days and a little bit of extra. It's so heavy. It's probably 10 kilos or more, maybe 15. Heavy things like walnuts, rice, oats. It's very hard to judge how much to take because your appetite. Over 3,000 meters, you don't have so much appetite, and especially not for protein. Protein is very hard to digest. So in the past, I just want to eat plain rice. Nothing else, plain rice, not even a tin of fish. So yeah, how much are we going to eat? We will find out. But in terms of protein, the most amount per 100 grams of protein is pumpkin seeds. Amazing, eh? More than meat, fish, beans, or lentils. Pumpkin seeds is the way to go. But I can only eat this on low altitude because at high altitude, I probably don't feel like eating it. Another thing that we have found is fried butter beans. I've never seen it before. We found it here in the market here in Karakol, Kyrgyzstan. So I hope I will eat it. I just hope. But yeah, the first days we have to go up and our packs are super heavy because so much food. But hopefully in the end it will be very light.
شيرين مثلي بلبل مدل الخش تجيك راتن بيقب شيرين مثلي بلبل مدل الخش تجيك راتن بيقب شيرين مثلي بلبل مدل الخش تجيك راتن بيقب شيرين مثلي بلبل مدل الخش تجيك راتن
Some people can't even lift this backpack, let alone carry it over mountains. How did you train to carry this backpack?
I did a lot of sprint training actually, uphill, just to increase the lung capacity, also the ability to open the chest, because that's what you need up the high mountains. You go panting, and this is very tiring, the muscles all around the chest. So that, and just getting groceries and walking them back up home. So the groceries, one time I weighed it was like 35 kilos, This is 25, so light in comparison. So the training should always be more heavy than the actual expedition. That especially, and running, I'm not really a good runner, but yeah, I did a little 10-kilometer run or so, little in the hills. And then core strength exercise. I think it's very important to keep your body upright, because to have that backpack swings a little bit, so you need a bit of core strength for that. And yeah, I think that's it. This is our kitchen. We're cooking on petrol because you cannot find the little gas canisters in Tajikistan or Kyrgyzstan, any of these countries. So petrol is great. The only downfall is it stinks so much. So if you spill anything, your whole pack will stink of petrol. So that's horrible. So how it works, this is a whisper light. You do this 40 times. It's a little bit technical. Then you open it up a little bit. And just wet the wick on the bottom. You can hear it. And then you light it. The lighter doesn't work at 3,500 meters. So make sure you always have matches. The lighter works, we found out, until 3,000 meters. So that's very good to know. You light this and you switch it off. So there's no petrol going in it now. And then you wait until the whole flame is died down, and then you switch it on and you start cooking. So you just need to know this little thing, and I would recommend practice this at home. Not once, but like 10 times. And also practice cooking. So we bought for the first time titanium pans, which is great. It's super, super light. This is 70 gram. It cannot be lighter, but it burns quite quickly. You cannot really cook dal in it, or even rice is a little bit tricky. So you should practice with that too. Chapatis we make. We got tiny little titanium fry pan. And the key is to have plenty of oil. Something gone wrong here with this little handle. We try to fix it with some lacing wire, but it's not really working. It's the only downfall. For the rest it's good. So now we switch on a tiny bit of fuel. Comes into it. And then you light it from the top.
Yeah.
And then you light it from the top. Tiny bit of fuel, and then you light it from the top. Just like that. Why is it not working? Then you give it a little bit of fuel, and then you light it from the top. Huh? What's happening? For 6 weeks we had no trouble whatsoever. What's gone wrong now? Alright, Nanette, you want to tell the story?
Mechanic Nanet hopefully fixed a big problem. Our whisper pisper is not working. Whisper light didn't work. Big problem. We don't have wood to cook on. So mechanic that I am, got myself the paper and start working on the problem with this big bag of tools. And I think we fixed it. So fingers crossed. We're gonna check it out.
But what did you do?
Oh yeah, what did I actually do? I just unscrewed the whole thing. I unscrewed it, blow a bit, and it looks like it's working again.
Fantastic. If it works, full credits to you. And look at that. It's working perfectly fine. Thanks to Nanette's fantastic mechanic skills and the confidence to try and fix it. I didn't. First thing I did is going over there and get more shit. Like bugger technology, I will just light a ship fire again. But yeah, this is so much quicker and so much nicer, really. Yeah. So one up for Nanet here. The Tian Shan Mountains, heavenly mountains.
Сезіміңде жаш жүрегің өртенгін айтайын деп дарманың жоқ айтышқа башты салып қайра артқа барышқа біздің баштан нелер ғана өтпөгін сезімдерге нелер ғана чөкпөгін жүгін жолдар ұзақ дешеле қиын күнді апаң жапқаннан десте сен қайғырма гүлің қалды деп өмір жүрді садаға сағарлауған ар бір күнімді бейнелеген санаға қансыда жашау билік қансыда жашау билік.
Today is the 7th day, and I just made up that term this morning myself. I'm not religious, but do you know how the Christian God created the world in 7 days? He began with the light, and then the sun and the moon, and the oceans, and the plants, and the fish, and the animal, and eventually the humans. And on the 7th day, he looked around, and he saw it was absolutely exactly the way he wanted it to be. He had reached perfection. Now, I often feel despair when I go into cities and see the ugliness of modernity. That's why I like to come out here, in the wilderness, where no one has ever lived, and where everything is so pure and untouched. And indeed, today it feels like I'm looking through the eyes of God on the 7th day and see the pure perfection.
Darınғанда айтшы жаны